Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian Report for Friday, February 18th, and got the ASX on the 4-hour chart here. So yesterday we were talking about wave 1 being here with an A and a B and a C wave here, and that's kind of okay, but I also think we need to look at it we're going to look at it in a few different ways, but this is one of them. The other way, if I just go back to the daily chart here, I mean, obviously we've got the Ukraine-Russia conflict issue conversation. So I'm thinking that this may also be a reasonable count here too, and I'll explain why. Having wave 1 on this high and having an ABC pattern here for this, and then moving up from that point. And I think I may have this on the hourly chart or a slightly different. Yeah. So we had this little wave 4 here as such, as an alternative. I'll just take that away now. So yeah, I'm thinking that it might be right more so like this rather than the 4-hour chart like this here with wave 1 here, an A and a B and a C. It's possible, and it's also possible too that we could put wave 2 over here and look at this as wave 1 here and back for wave 2 here and then move up. Now if that's the case, I'll just go maybe to the 1-hour chart to just consider that for a moment. So let's just assume for a moment, and I'll explain why I've got wave 1 over here still. I need to do that. If we have wave 1 here and then look at this as wave 1 up here and wave 2 here, it's possible because, you know, Friday can be bullish, and also too with that Ukraine Russia issue, I mean, I'm not an expert in geopolitical confrontations or anything, but I've always understood that, you know, Ukraine is really important to keep NATO off their door, off their doorstep, and also too, if the war broke out, they'll take it within 10 minutes, you know, and the US would just, and the rest would just be looking at them, you know, doing nothing. So I didn't mean that in any particular way, but basically what I'm saying is, like, anything can happen, and we just need to be prepared for it as traders. So we do need to take out that top there if you know, if it's resolved, or even this second high, any sort of move back above here would be you know, be on that. So, you know, we could look at it as wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and obviously coming back to the 50-60% retracement level here where it is here. But I don't think this is the case, and the reason for that, apart from that conversation that they're having on the Eastern Bloc, is that of BH, the resources, and our banking sector. So just moving away from this for a moment, so I'll just go to my 4-hour chart again, and 1-hour chart, and just go over this again. So what I'm thinking is that I'll take away that now that I've said my piece on that, and we don't need that, and we don't need that. And if there is a new high above the 7.3, then you look for a little classic trading levels pattern there, or if not, you can take that top out at that point. Now, the reason I think we've got the A, the B, and the C here is because of the banks and also the resources. So let's just start with the banks. So we've got CBA here, and we were looking at this as an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then up for wave 1, back for wave 2, which can go into the box here and then move up from that point. Now, it's possible, as mentioned before, that we can come further down here and all of that, and that's sort of doable. But when I look at A and Z, which we have been looking at a little bit lately, we notice that we've had this move up through here, and we're looking for a pullback here. So in a way, we've got to look for an ABC back into the 50-60% area through here. So that would be, you know, in line with this we're waiting for this to top out to give us, because it looks impulsive. It looks like a 1 and 2 in here and some sort of 3, 4 and 5 in here. We can have a look at that. But basically we're looking for that, for this pullback here, an ABC pattern here. And if that took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's sort of a couple of weeks of work there. So we could expect something of that nature for wave 2 to come back thereabouts. Now, this is moving on to the resources. We're looking at BHP. Let's go to BHP for a moment. Where is it? Here it is. So with BHP, we're also looking at all of this up for wave 1 and an ABC back here. Now, it hasn't moved back very much at this point here, but and Rio's holding up there quite nicely as well. So I don't know if I had wave 1 here or here because of the little count here. But FMG is moving down pretty nicely, as we thought. So the retracement levels. So basically, I'm looking for resources and banks, which is a little bit sort of unusual, but in both cases, we're looking at them as wave 1s and 2s coming back. And it's not new. We'd been working through this. It's, so yeah, look, I just think that's how we should look at the ASX, with that wave 1 on the top there, This will move down further. Let's just have a look at iron ore. I haven't checked that today. Okay, that was down 5% yesterday. Okay, that's down quite a lot then, isn't it? So let's just clean up this here. I don't need these. Well, this is our 50-60% retracement level. It's a good support around here, so it's probably feasible. I can kind of see, I've got a bit of an eye for this, but I can kind of see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in here now. We could obviously come a little bit lower here, but it looks like we've got 5 waves into this point. So then we'll have a 3-wave counter trend. How far that goes up just depends on sentiment and a few other things. And then another 5 waves down. So we could probably come to the 78.6, or at least sort of gravitate around, around this, around the 650 here to 600. In that case, it come a bit deeper. So yeah, that's kind of where I think the ASX is all at, and in line with the banks. And the banks have got, say, 8 to 10 days to come down to do theirs. Let's just go back and have a look at FMG here. It's still really in the first leg here, so we're probably a little 1 and 2 in here, and a 3 and 4 and 5. So I think we're going to bounce off 20 and then move back as an ABC and then come down again. So in this case, this was basically 1, 2, 3, 4, be 5 days. So yeah, be 5, and then maybe some in here. So 10 to 12, 3 weeks, a month is 20 trading days, so we could say sort of 15 or something in that. Just depends how it goes, but that's kind of what we're looking at in this particular space here. So just want to go back to the ASX for a moment. Let's just check in here. Where is it? This one? Not that one. That's the other one. I can see it going a bit nutty. I thought it was right here. There it is. So we could look at this here for being, how long will that take? Probably, 10 days maybe. So if we don't get that top taken out, we're going to be here, in line with with our other markets for that period of time. I think that kind of sums it up pretty well in that case, doesn't it? Yeah, that leads us to the Australian dollar as well. So we're kind of looking at that in a couple of different ways as well. Let's tune into the Aussie dollar. So one of the ways we're looking at it was in this sort of triangle pattern, because we've got 3 waves here. If this top gets taken out here, then I can look at it, as I talked about yesterday, as a WXY down to this point, and we can look for further highs there. But we do need to get a few things into place before that occurs. So it's possible for it to make another little high here for this. We'll just check on that. If it does make a new high here, then we'll be able to look at this as 5 waves up, and then we can sort of pull back. But this is all occurring across the 72 here. So that's where all that is. It's pretty sort of central theme there in that regard. So let's just cruise in here for a moment. Let's look at the hourly chart. We've been looking at it in terms of, well, an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for, well, we've got an A wave over here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, and a D and an E over here. That's what we're kind of looking at it in. You know, could we look at it as a bullish pattern? Well, we're kind of looking at that too as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 over here, and then this would need to be 1 and 2 over here. Now for that to occur, we need to see more price action over here. There's a good case for looking at this bullish. It's a nice sort of move up here, and we've got 5 waves in the first wave moving up here, so that's all good. And then we've got another 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's that. So it's a bit tricky to put the B wave there after we've made a new high there. So I'll just remove that for a moment. So let me just get my bearings here again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that's all of that as the third wave. So that to there. So we can put the B wave there. So we can look at that like that. So we can look currently, we can look at this as the A wave here, the B wave here, and a C wave on that top. So let's see if the market moves past that, this little move in here that could be counted. I could see it as being bearish or bullish, but let's see if we get another move. I mean, even if we're going to trade long, if we were going to trade long, we'd need another move here to make this wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, and then we would need to get an A and a B wave here and a C wave here. And then we can start building in over this side across the top here and back in down here for that, you know, in this space here after a little impulse wave in here. But otherwise, we're just going to get a move down here as an ABC down here for a D wave, and then an E wave over here for this. So as I've mentioned before, it could, you know, travel sideways in this space and get a little bit complicated. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. So I think that we should expect it to move down with the commodities. Mainly copper. We're looking for copper to pull down. Let me just have a look at where copper came out on the, use the US copper, even though the LME is bigger. It's just that folks trade this. So we here, copper, that's the index here, high grade copper. Yeah, so with copper here, it's just a tick chart. So we've got a D wave here, and I was looking for an A and a B and a C here, much the same as the Australian dollar, and this here as well. So we don't have, obviously talk about a bullish move there, but that's okay. So we're kind of in the same trap here with high grade US copper in that space. So yeah, I think they'll be sort of moseying along together. So yeah, same sort of thing really. So alrighty, so look, I'll just leave it all at that. So just to recap here a little bit on the ASX 200 here. So we'd be looking down here if I can make this happen as a wave count here. So I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller there, and then this will be the third wave down here, and then a fourth wave, and then a fifth wave, anywhere down at those old previous lows to the left over here for that. And then we'll look at this as a B wave pulling back up 50 or 60%, so we can pop that over there somewhere. And then we can look at this here as wave 1 at that point. It's not quite right. Wave 1 there. 2, 3, 4, and 5 down for the third wave. Okay, so just getting that into perspective a little bit. So a bit of a bumpy ride here. I'll just bring that, I mean, anywhere down here will bounce. But this might be a little bit sort of helpful in sort of getting this into some sort of thing here. So what we could do, we could take that high and that previous low over here, which is 123 there. So that will leave that back over there for that, for the B wave, and then down for the C wave. So that's where Australia is, and we can, you know, I mean, we've kind of got the finance and the material sector saying the same thing, you know. Yeah, so should we trade that? I don't know. I don't mind trading the third wave, but we've missed that. We could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here and shorted under wave under the wave 1 here and been here now, but shorting into this support area here, I don't know, but still that conflict going on, that could be, you know, just cut straight through here and make it much sharper than, you know, than I figured, you know. I'm not quite sure about that, but yeah. Alrighty, well, I'll leave it at that anyway. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the weekend. Cheers.